We might want to clean up a couple of things here. Certainly, we don't want any of these consoles, but this syntax of having to bind the function right here in the constructor, it's somewhat awkward, right? Having to bind this over here, and so one way to get rid of that is to use the new es6 syntax, right? Instead of having to do this, right? So one way is to, instead of using having to bind it like this, we can instead use the following syntax, right? And change this into the new es6 syntax, right? By using this like that, right? Now it's unambiguous what this means, right? That this means the syntax, the instance of a class, the object, as opposed to the function itself. So if I go back, where are you? This still works, right? So we're gonna stick to this new syntax from now on, right? So you won't see me using the old function syntax, even though it works, but you have to do that extra step, which is kind of awkward. So same thing here, right? We're going to use the new syntax, right? And so we don't have to do this binding anymore. Another thing here is that whenever you're using the old state, because this is asynchronous, there's a danger that when you are reading from this state, that state is being written to. Okay. So whenever you need to access the old state, right, to copy it over to the new state, it's a better practice to use the following syntax. Here in the set state, you can ask for what the previous state was. Okay, and this would be a function. Right? You would be past the previous state, right? And now you can access the old state. You can say, instead of this.state, I want to say, what was the old state? I can look at the previous state, right? And so that no longer am I accessing the, wait a minute, am I missing something? I'm missing a returns here, right? Okay, before it was an implicit return, but now it isn't. So we need to put a parentheses around this. There it is. Okay. So now you're making sure that you don't run into these race conditions where you have two threads maybe trying to manipulate the same data set. Same thing in the here we are. Let's see, in the new. Okay, over here we're not in the here when we're changing the title, we're not accessing the old state, right? See that nowhere are we using this.state, the old state. Yes, so we don't need to do this here. Okay, we're not accessing, so we can keep this this simple syntax. But here we are, right? We are using we have this.state something something something. So it's a better practice to use the previous state, and this should work just the same. Everybody good? Yes. The what? Oh, it's just part of the infrastructure. When you can use either a function, or you can take I'm sorry, you can just return an object, or you can take as an argument a function which will pass you the previous state. Yeah, it's part of the infrastructure. Yeah, this is yeah, you read this, right? This is just a function, right? This is function, right? Yes, right. I'm using the new syntax, right? The es6 syntax. It's just a plain old function with an implicit return. And what is it returning? Just this object here. Okay. All right, awesome.